What is up, guys? Welcome back to another follow-up video, and today I'm bringing you a little method slash technique that I'm going to be showing you guys on how you can actually be pretty overpowered straight out of the vault when your levels like 1 through 5 and you're super low level and you're not able to take out enemies that you would like to. So this technique is going to be showing you guys how actually you can be pretty overpowered and be able to take on all the enemies in the Commonwealth with ease. So if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you the actual perk layout build that you should actually be doing, and if you've already built your character and you just want to find out if you're still a low level to how to be really good, you can kind of just skip this part, but I would still recommend looking at your little loadout so you can see what kind of perks you want to actually upgrade as you level up in the game. And the build that we're going to be doing is kind of a VATS reliable and also stealthy build, so if you guys are actually really into stealth and stuff like that, this is a really good build for you. And finally, you don't actually have to follow this guide completely step by step if you want to change some of the attributes yourself and don't make them completely like me. If you want to do more intelligence and less charisma or something like that, feel free to switch it up and use it yourself, whatever going to better you and your playthrough. Alright guys, so once you have loaded up your new game, you're going to walk around and wait until this Vault Tech rep guy is going to come up to you and you can actually work on your little stats you want to build for your character. Now, this one is going to be relying off of VATS heavily and also stealth like I was saying earlier, and also you're going to be using a special book later on, so don't worry about losing an extra perk because we're going to make up for it in a little bit. And also I'm going to be going over some of the first actual perks you should level up once you actually level up a few levels in the game. So for this build, what you're actually going to be leveling up is your strength to 3, your perception to 2, your endurance to 9, your intelligence to 5, and your agility to 5, and your luck to 2. This was a little template I decided whenever I was making my permadeath run, and as you can see in the gameplay, I kind of changed them up a little bit. There's actually 2 points remaining that you can kind of change up yourself and mess around if you want to increase your charisma like I did, or your strength, or your perception, whatever you really want to do. It just depends on your preferences. But after you've done this, just play through the game, and eventually, once we get to Sanctuary, I will get back to you.
We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Oh my god!
Hold on!
Move faster! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Something I also want to mention right here is actually, if you want to get the Cryolator really early, the reason I didn't put it in my little strategy right here is just because that it's really hard to find ammo for it, and it's not really a huge necessity once you have all the stuff that we're going to have. But anyway, if you want to get the Cryolator, you can actually just go and grab dog meat at the gas station, come back to the vault, and if you go and ask him to actually fetch something nearby, he'll actually grab the Cryolator straight out of the case without actually you having to unlock master lockpicking. So if you guys want to know that little glitch, you can do that if you do really want the Cryolator for some reason. Okay, so now that you have made your way to Sanctuary and you've kind of like made your way in here and talked to Codsworth and taken out all the bugs and everything like that, you want to make your way to where I'm going on the map right now, which is behind this little blue house right here, behind the little hedges. So what we're going to be doing is actually going down in here into the root cellar and picking up a few valuable items. When you're down here, you're going to see a whole bunch of things, but what you want to grab is over here on the safe, there's going to be some gold bars, and each of these are going to be worth a lot of money, which is going to be really helpful for us down the road whenever we're trying to buy things and become super overpowered. There's also a gold-plated flip lighter, some purified water, some Rad-X, and things like that. They're also really valuable, but word here is just for the gold bars. And as you can see here, if we go to inspect the gold bar, we can actually see that it is worth 450 bottle caps each. So this is going to be super helpful whenever we're taking these to vendors. A lot of people know about this already, but I just figured I'd add this in here just in case anybody didn't know. And once you've grabbed everything you want, just go ahead and leave, and now we're going to be moving on to our next step, which is actually finding some nuclear material. Now, nuclear material is where we're going to be making most of our money just because the value of it is actually 10 per actual single use, and you can find nuclear material in alarm clocks, biometric scanners, blast radius board games, distress pulsars, high-powered magnets, in-core sacks, inactive distress pulsar, a mini-nuke beryllium cap, mini-nuke detonator shell, mini-nuke hemispheric core, and a whole bunch of things like that. So I'm going to be showing you guys a few locations where you can actually find a lot of these and kind of get an idea of where you can actually get some. Now, nuclear material can be found and looted from dead super mutant suiciders. They can also be looted from any glowing creatures, such as like red stags, things like that. They can officially be found in bags of meat and can often be looted from bodies of goo piles when enemies are killed by a plasma weaponry weapon. You can also buy shipments from them from other people at Vault 81, which we're not really going to be worried about yet. But you can also gain them from scrapping uranium deposits at Vault 88 as well. Also, as I said previously, you can find them in biometric scanners, which a really big thing about these is you can actually find them in machine gun turrets. So there's going to be a whole bunch of those located around the map, as you can see on here. There's all over this camp, and this place is 10 Pines Bluff, which is actually really close to Sanctuary. So you can go ahead and see times you can actually find some biometric scanners inside of them, which will have nuclear material inside of that if you scrap them. Alright guys, so for this next part, I actually had to switch to a controller just because I'm using a PC to record this gameplay. So I kind of wanted to relate you guys to more because I know a lot of you guys do play on console. So now that you have found some nuclear material, you are going to be doing the resource duplication glitch. Now to do this, you want to drop your items onto the ground and go into your workshop. Now that your items are on the ground, this is going to be the tricky part. So I froze the screen right here so I can explain to you guys what you got to do. Now you want to press square and circle very quick. Being square you press first and circle you press after. But you want to press them a minuscule amount of time afterwards. So you press square and then right after that you press circle. Or you could also just slide your thumb across your controller, pressing square and circle at the same time, going from left to right in that motion, which should also do it very quickly, but it's just kind of tricky to get the time down. So to recap, basically just hover over the item you want to duplicate that's on the ground, press square, and then right after that press circle, so just boom boom, like super fast. You shouldn't have to wait very long at all, and it should duplicate, and when you see this screen right here, you'll know you've done the glitch right. So just press OK to store that into your workshop, and if it doesn't have that screen, it means you didn't do the glitch right like you did there that last time. If it just goes straight to your workshop, you did not do it right. So just go back into your workshop and it should be there. So as you can see, I actually have 24,000 nuclear material, which I have already pre-duplicated. So once you have all the nuclear material that you want to duplicate, you're going to want to put some in your inventory. Now you can only hold about 250, I think, before you actually do become overcumbered, and which is going to be a big factor in this just because we do want to actually go to a vendor, which the main preferred one is either Good Neighbor or Diamond City because they both have the most weapons. Now, once you go to the Diamond City or Good Neighbor, you have to walk there. I would recommend staying away from the outermost parts of the innermost parts of the city, because that's just where a whole bunch of super mutants and a whole bunch of other things like that that are really powerful are going to be at. So you just kind of want to avoid them a little bit, but once you do get to there, you'll have a marker on your Pip-Boy, so you can actually fast travel back and forth, so you can actually make trips from Sanctuary to Diamond City or Good Neighbor, whichever way you do want to go, and just keep dropping off nuclear material inside of a chest. And you're going to be using that nuclear material to actually use to sell to the vendors, where you can then go ahead and get money or bottle caps for different guns or other things you want. So, in case you do not know where Diamond City is because it is your first playthrough, as you can see, you're going to have a marker on your map that says Investigate Corn Card. So, basically, just go down into this area where I'm marking with my cursor right now, and right there is going to be the total, general area of where Diamond City is going to be located. Now, to get there, I would recommend staying in the country, kind of staying away from the huge buildings, the huge city, to kind of stay away from the actual really strong enemies, such as super mutants and raiders and things like that. So, kind of just go through the country, take the back roads, and you shouldn't run into too many issues. You should also bring a companion with you, such as Dogmeat or Codsworth, just in case you do run into any enemies. They kind of help you out and assist you in a battle. So once you get close to Diamond City, you will see a girl in a red coat, and her name is Piper, and she'll just be talking on intercom. Basically, just talk to her for a little bit, and they will eventually open up the gates for you where you can get into Diamond City. So once you have done this, go over and go into this weaponry vendor right here by his name, Arturo. You can go ahead and talk to him. You can ask him to barter, and now what you want to do is actually, once you're going to barter with him, you can actually give him all of your nuclear material that you have collected. As you can see, I haven't collected all that much just because I only did one run, but you can just keep doing a whole bunch over and over again. So you have like thousands stacked up. Go ahead and just give him all of your nuclear material. So now you have as much money as you want to take. So you basically buy anything you want from him. So what you want to do is either buy ammo, buy guns. As you can see, you could buy legendary weapons such as the Big Boy, which shoots too many nukes at a time, which is really, really cool. So basically, you can just buy a whole bunch of weapons from him, buy ammo, buy armor, basically anything. And once you have bought everything from him, you can actually go and sit down and rest for 48 hours, and the actual vendor will restock, so he'll be replenished with ammo and different guns and things like that. And you can just keep doing that until you have a whole bunch of other weapons or ammo and things like that. There's also a doctor located pretty much just 180 degrees past him, where you can actually buy stim packs and like rat away and things like that from the doctor. So you can have a whole bunch of stim packs and all things like that before you actually do go on to start the game, which is going to be super helpful whenever you're battling enemies or if you're just playing on a hard difficulty or things like that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
I'm sorry.